What if that old, dirty Washington quarter sitting in your drawer is secretly worth more than a brand new car, or even a house? Some of the most expensive coins hiding in plain sight include the legendary 1978 D, 1980 P, rare error doubles, and overmint marks. These tiny metal circles can sell for hundreds, thousands, and even tens of thousands of dollars, turning pocket change into pure fortune. The story of the 1968 Washington quarter is a roller coaster of history, mint marks, rarity, and hidden potential. Stay with me, and by the end you might never toss out a quarter again without checking it first. The 1968 Washington quarter stands out because it marks a change for U.S. quarters. Starting that year, the mint reintroduced mint marks after a few years without them. The quarters made at the Denver Mint got a small D on the front, while those from Philadelphia had no mint mark. Also, these quarters, unlike those made before 1965, were not silver coins. Instead, they were clad, layers of copper nickel around a copper core. That means their value doesn't come from silver, but from condition, rarity, and collector interest. In 1968 the mint struck a lot of these quarters. It was not a small run. For the no mint mark, Philadelphia, version, about 220,731,500 quarters were made. For the Denver D version, about 101,534,000 were struck. With numbers that high, most 1968 quarters you find today are common, used, worn, passed around for decades, and those are worth roughly their face value, maybe a little more if they're not badly worn. But here's where things get exciting: condition matters. If a 1968 quarter was never used, kept safe in a collection, or somehow avoided wear and tear, it could be uncirculated, which already gives it a boost in value. Beyond that, coins that get a professional grade, for example a Mint State 68, MS 68, can reach prices that most people would never expect for a simple quarter. There are real examples. A 1968 D quarter graded MS 68 sold at auction for US $8,812.50, a dramatic jump from its face value. Another top-graded 1968 quarter, non-mint mark, reportedly sold for US $9,400 in 2013. That shows the upper end of what a perfect 1968 quarter can achieve if it has been preserved impeccably with sharp details, original luster, and no signs of wear. Why do some collectors pay that much? Because coins like these in perfect condition are rare. Among the hundreds of millions struck, only a tiny fraction escaped circulation intact. And for those coins, condition becomes everything. Collectors look for sharp details on George Washington's profile, crisp lettering, smooth surfaces, no scratches or dings, and strong original shine. Coins that check all those boxes become eye-catchers at auctions or part of high-end sets that serious collectors build. But value can get even more exotic when there are errors or unusual varieties. Over the years, some 1968 quarters have gained attention for strange anomalies, maybe a proof-like finish, off-center strikes, double dies, or other minting flaws. Those kinds of quirks can make a coin unique, rare, and highly sought after by collectors. While such error/variety 1968 quarters are very rare, they represent the kind of find that turns a regular coin into a numismatic treasure. Still, for all the spectacular sale prices, most 1968 quarters that exist today are far more modest in value. A typical 1968 quarter with the kind you find in change or loose coin piles is usually worth just 25 cents. A well-preserved but ordinary uncirculated coin might reach a few dollars. The jump to thousands only happens when a coin is truly special, perfect strike, great eye appeal, possibly rare variety, and then verified by a credible grading service. This contrast from nearly worthless to highly valuable is what makes coin collecting so thrilling. You might be holding pennies, nickels, quarters, thinking they are just pocket change. But with a little knowledge, a magnifying glass, and a bit of luck, one of those coins might turn out to be something amazing. Imagine how exciting it would be to discover a 1968 quarter in near-perfect condition hidden among loose change. That's exactly the kind of moment that draws people into coin hunting and collecting, the hope that a common coin might secretly be rare and valuable. If you ever find a 1968 quarter, take a careful look. Check whether it has a mint mark, D, or nothing, check how worn it is, check the details on Washington's portrait, the date, the lettering, and look for any signs of sharpness, shine, or wrinkles on the surface. That coin you ignore might be just a quarter, or it might be worth hundreds or thousands someday. And in a world of millions of coins, even a small chance becomes exciting. It is a Washington quarter. You almost toss it aside. It looks normal. It feels normal. But what if that small quarter, that simple coin, could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even many thousands of dollars in the right condition? That is the hidden truth behind the 1978 D Washington quarter, a coin that most people ignore but collectors search for every day. The 1978 Washington quarter was made during a time when America was moving fast. Gas prices were rising. Technology was changing. People were using more machines, more electronics, and more vending machines. That meant the U.S. Mint had to produce a huge number of coins for everyday use. In 1978, two main mints struck quarters. Philadelphia made coins with no mint mark. Denver made coins with a D mint mark. The San Francisco Mint also made proof coins for collectors, but the star of this story is the 1978 D quarter from Denver. Millions and millions of these coins were made. That usually means a coin is common. And yes, most 1978 D quarters are only worth 25 cents in everyday condition. You have probably spent one at a store without even noticing. But here is where the magic comes in. Not all coins survive the same way. Most get worn down, scratched, bent, dirty, or damaged. But a tiny number of them stay almost perfect. No scratches. No wear. Strong shine. Sharp details. These rare, perfect coins are what serious collectors fight for. A 1978 D quarter that never entered circulation, never bounced around in pockets, never hit the floor, and still has full mint shine is called uncirculated. The best of the best are graded by professional companies and given scores like MS 65, MS 66, MS 67, or even MS 68. The higher the number, the more perfect the coin. And the more perfect the coin, the more the value can explode. Some top-grade 1978 D Washington quarters have sold for hundreds of dollars. Others, in even rarer condition, have reached into the thousands of dollars. And the most perfect, almost impossible to find examples can push into the tens of thousands of dollars or more at major auctions. That is not for average coins. That is for extraordinary coins, the kind that survive time untouched. Why would anyone pay thousands for a quarter? Because collectors don't see just a coin. They see history frozen in metal. They see sharp lines in Washington's face. They see perfect details in the eagle on the back. They see a flawless surface that looks like it was made yesterday. They see something that almost does not exist anymore. That is what gives the coin its power and value. But condition is not the only reason a 1978 D quarter can be worth big money. Mint errors are another big factor. Sometimes the machines at the mint made mistakes. These mistakes created rare and strange coins. Things like a coin struck off-center, a coin with a doubled image, a coin with a weak or missing design, a coin struck on the wrong metal, a coin with cracks or extra metal. These error coins are like freaks of nature. No two are exactly the same. And collectors love them. A 1978 D quarter with a strong double die or major strike error can easily jump from 25 cents to hundreds or thousands of dollars depending on how dramatic the error is. Imagine finding a quarter where the word liberty is doubled. Or Washington's face looks like it has a shadow. Or the edge is messed up. Those small mistakes can turn an ordinary coin into a treasure. Another reason the 1978 D quarter is interesting is because it is part of the long Washington quarter series. The Washington quarter was first made in 1932. It honored George Washington, the first president of the United States. In the early years, these coins were made of silver. But by 1978, silver was gone. The coins were made from copper-nickel layers instead. Even without silver, the Washington quarter remained one of the most important and most collected coins in American history. So when you hold a 1978 D quarter, you are holding a small piece of that history. You are holding the image of one of the greatest leaders in the world. You are holding something that passed through the hands of millions of people over decades. And maybe, just maybe, you are holding something very special. Most people never check their coins. They grab them. They spend them. They drop them. They throw them in jars. That is why rare coins still exist in everyday places. That is why treasure is still out there waiting to be found. A 1978 D quarter could be sitting in a drawer, in a car, in a couch, in a wallet, or in a forgotten box in the attic. That is what makes this so exciting. The chance is small. But the reward is huge. One coin could change your day. One coin could pay a bill. One coin could become a story you tell forever. All you need to do is look. Look at the date. Look for the tiny D. Look at the shine. Look for errors. Look for sharp details. Look for something that looks different. If your coin looks very clean, very sharp, very perfect, don't spend it. Put it aside. Protect it. That one quarter might not be just 25 cents anymore. It could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars to the right collector on the right day. And that is the true power of the 1978 D Washington quarter. A small coin. A silent coin. But possibly, a very rich one. That little detail might not mean anything to most people, but to collectors it can mean everything. Because that simple 1980 P Washington quarter could be hiding a value of hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, or even more if it has the right look, the right condition, or the right error. This is the kind of coin that people walk past every day, and that is exactly what makes it exciting. The treasure is hidden in plain sight. The 1980 Washington quarter came from the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it has no mint mark. In 1980, the United States was going through fast change. The country needed a huge number of coins for daily use. That year, the mint created millions of quarters to keep up with demand. These coins moved through hands in stores, gas stations, buses, and banks. Most of them got scratched. Most of them got worn down. Most of them lost their shine. That is why today, a normal, used 1980 quarter is only worth its face value of 25 cents. But here is where everything changes. Among the millions made, a very small number survived in near-perfect condition. These coins never went into circulation. They were never dropped on the floor. They were never scraped on concrete. They were never thrown into a cash register with other coins. Instead, they stayed protected in rolls, bags, or private collections. These special coins still hold the bright mint shine they had the day they were made. They look fresh. They look sharp. They almost glow. Collectors call these coins mint state. The highest examples get graded by professionals with scores like MS 65, MS 66, MS 67, and even higher. Each number means the coin is closer and closer to perfect. And the closer it is to perfect, the higher the price can jump. A normal 25-cent coin can suddenly be worth hundreds of dollars. In even better condition, it can jump into the thousands of dollars. And the very best, most flawless examples can climb into the tens of thousands of dollars or more at major coin auctions when collectors compete to own one. This is not about gold or silver. The 1980 P quarter is made from a copper core with nickel on the outside. It does not have precious metal value. Its value comes from rarity, condition, beauty, and demand. It becomes art. It becomes history. It becomes something that only a few people in the world can own in perfect state. When something becomes that rare, the price can explode. Another reason the 1980 P Washington quarter can be extremely valuable is mint errors. The machines that strike coins do not always work perfectly. Sometimes they make mistakes, and those mistakes create rare and beautiful error coins. A 1980 quarter might be struck off-center, where part of the design is missing. It might show a doubled image on the words or the face of Washington. The letters might look like they are shadowed or repeated. Some coins have cracks, missing details, or even extra metal where it should not be. These error coins are like fingerprints. No two are exactly alike. And collectors love unique coins. They will pay big money to own something that no one else has. A strong error on a 1980 P quarter can easily take it from a normal coin to one worth hundreds or thousands of dollars depending on how dramatic and clear the error is. Now think about the history behind the Washington quarter itself. It was first created in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first President of the United States. His image has appeared on the quarter for decades. The back of the coin originally showed a powerful eagle, a symbol of American freedom and strength. That design stayed for many years, including in 1980. So when you hold an old Washington quarter, you are holding a symbol of American history and leadership. The 1980 P quarter stands as part of that long line. It represents the late 20th century. It represents a time of change, hard work, and growth. It passed through the hands of shop owners, students, working parents, travelers, and soldiers. It is more than just money. It is a witness to history. And the most exciting part is this: you might already have one. It could be in a drawer. It could be in an old purse. It could be in a forgotten coin jar. It could be lost under a car seat. People overlook these coins every single day. They see the date and think nothing of it. But to someone who understands condition and rarity, that same coin could be a hidden jackpot. If you ever find a 1980 quarter, look at it carefully. Check that it has no mint mark, which means it is from Philadelphia. Look at Washington's hair and face. Are the details sharp? Do the letters look crisp? Is the surface smooth and clean? Does it shine like it is brand new? Do you see any strange doubling or off-center strike? Any unusual marks that look like mistakes from the mint? If the answer is yes, then you might be holding something special. That tiny coin could be worth far more than most people ever imagine. Hundreds. Thousands. Even tens of thousands of dollars. That is the magic of coin collecting: hidden value, hidden stories, hidden treasure. All in something small enough to fit in your pocket.